the number one environmental priority that I have is to reopen Crescent Beach. I have proposed legislation, and I've initiated legislation for the reopening of Crescent Beach. Basically, what has happened with this beach is that it is contaminated with fecal matter. And the fecal matter is actually coming from faulty septic systems and cesspools in that area. And as a result, this coliform, this fecal matter, is creating an environmental issue. So within this water and within this beach here, there's high bacterial levels. Now, it has been closed for 6 summers in a row. I initiated legislation, and as a result, the legislation passed, which would actually govern these faulty septic systems. Unfortunately, my opponent, once again, has broken his promise and has not actually enforced that law. So priority number 1 is going to be opening Crescent Beach. Why is it so important? Because the people of Glen Cove love that asset right there. They love that environmental asset there. It's a beautiful beach. It's been closed for 6 summers, and it really is unacceptable. Very easily, it could be reopened just by simply enforcing the law that was passed about a year ago. That's the first priority. The second priority, as it relates to environmental issues, is that we have a very large development project that is slated to go forward, called the Waterfront Development Project. It is most likely going to be between an $800 million to $1 billion project. With that said, there are some environmental issues with that project there. Before anybody inhabits those 52 acres of waterfront property, I must ensure, and my administration will be charged with protecting those people on an environmental level so that if they do abide there and they do decide to reside there, that they're not going to become ill and they're not going to become sick. So I'm going to work with our federal government and the DEC to make sure and to ensure that it's a safe place to live. So those are 2 key environmental issues. Number 1, Crescent Beach. It must be reopened, and it can be very easily if there's a mayor that has the fortitude to enforce that law. Number 2 is to make sure that our residents are protected from any environmental concerns, so that at the waterfront needs to be remediated before we go forward. And thirdly, regarding environmental, we need to improve our recreational facilities. We have basketball courts within the city of Glen Cove. The children are playing on them. They're playing over cracks in these basketball courts. The mayor knows about these issues, and he ignores them. He doesn't fix them. We have tennis courts, the same thing. I've talked to many, many constituents. They say, what about the tennis courts? What about the basketball courts? It's a matter of leadership. I bring the proper vision and the proper leadership to go forward here. Like I said, I represent all people in Glen Cove. I don't represent the redevelopers. I don't represent the special interest group. I take a wide picture to see what the issues are, and I'm a problem solver at the end of the day. I look to solve these problems. So we have about a $52 million budget. My opponent, Reggie, he doesn't even invest in our recreational facilities. So we still have children, even today most likely, that will be playing on these basketball courts and potentially getting injured. So I'm going to focus on serving all the people, which includes our youth, our seniors, and everybody in between.
And one of the things we did was we've changed all the lighting in our garage to LED lighting. With that program, it will pay for itself in a year. And we're going to be saving $48,000 a year just on that program alone. Additionally, this year I introduced single stream recycling. And our slogan is all in, one bin. And it's the greatest thing. Well, all you do is you take one of your trash containers. We give you stickers that say single stream recycling. You put in all the things that you would recycle, plus now even more items go in. Your junk mail, aluminum foil, all these different things go in there, and what happens is it's so easy and it's so convenient. In the past, we used to collect corrugated on a different day than we collected the recycling. Now everything goes in one bin. In the first 2 months, we experienced almost a 30% increase in recycling. Now, we took this opportunity on, we took this initiative on at a good time, because the market always varies with the amount of money you can get for recycling. Now anybody that might even try that probably has to pay. We are actually getting paid a little of $5.05 a ton for our recycling material. And in addition to that, people are more aware and recycling more, and that cuts down on your MSW, your municipal solid waste. So for every 10% that we reduce that, we save approximately $90,000. So there are a few other municipalities that have it, and they have experienced savings of 20 and 30% on municipal solid waste. So if we can save $200,000 a year on that, $300,000 a year is actually 1% tax increase. So it becomes very significant. In addition to that, we're looking at solar paneling for our DPW yard, for our building there. And we're starting to entertain the possibility of putting some of that paneling on our municipal garages. We also are doing in our waterfront revitalization, we're being friendly with the environment, and there's a couple of buildings also that have been introduced to us with green roofs. We're looking at that, and actually I have drawings, although it's only in an early stage, of a building with green walls, with actually live grass on the walls and stuff. So we're really aware of the environment. We're keeping Glen Cove clean, and our sanitation department is, and they're really helping people along with this program. If they miss, they come back. So we're taking care of our residents, because after all, that's really what's important. People want their streets clean, they want their trash picked up, and they certainly want a clean environment, and we're giving them all of that.